Welcome back for another video. It's time for the preview ahead of Gameweek 8. In this series we cover all the key information you need every game week to ensure you arrive at the right decisions: goal scorer odds, clean sheet odds, transfer trends, captaincy poll and more. With fixture swings and blanks, it's a key time to be planning, and the Fantasy Football Scout season ticker tool is phenomenal for this. You can sort by attack, defence or overall to view which teams have the best and worst fixtures. You can also select any game week range such as the next 5 or 8 to take you to the World Cup. You can even select a team and then sort by rotation, extremely useful for goalkeepers and defenders. If you've seen any of my custom tickers, I make them using Scout's ticker tool. There's a ton of other tools in the members area as well, and they've got monthly plans so you don't need to commit for the season. Click the link below to try them out. It supports the channel, and thank you to Scout for supporting the channel too. Starting off with the goal scorer odds, and Haaland's top, given a 53% chance of scoring any time. Remarkably, barring the Community Shield before the season kicked off, he's yet to blank in any game in any competition. 13 goals and 1 assist in 8 games. He's comfortably top in the league for expected goals non-penalty with 5.61 XG, second being Kane on 3.46. Speaking of Kane, he's second on the goal scorer odds, given a 45% chance of scoring any time. Spurs are home to Leicester, who are yet to keep a clean sheet this season, and are third worst for expected goals conceded among all teams with 10.71 XGC. Isak and Mitrovic are tied with a 38.5% chance, a very popular duo for those on a wildcard. On the one hand, Kane has better odds this game week and an impressive record versus Leicester. He's got 17 goals and 3 assists in 14 appearances. However, he blocks the striker spot for the likes of Isak, Mitrovic or Tony on the wildcard, so it's a difficult decision. We appear to be seeing the start of a Jesus mass sale in favour of the aforementioned strikers, though he's still well up there on the goalscorer odds with a 36% chance against Brentford. It's been an underwhelming start to the season for Son with just an assist in 6 games, but he's been given a 35.5% chance. If you're looking for a 1-week punt before a Game Week 9 wildcard, he could be the answer. Alternatively, De Bruyne is another one to consider, particularly if you're selling Salah, given a 28.5% chance against Wolves. In the same fixture last season, he netted 4 times, though his role won't be exactly the same in this fixture, with Haaland leading the line. Onto the clean sheet odds, and top this game week is Newcastle, with a 47% chance of shutting Bournemouth out. Newcastle have kept 3 clean sheets this season, which is a joint most, and Bournemouth are rock bottom for expected goals on 2.53, next highest being Villa, who are more than double that. Pope Trippier both excellent picks. Man City is second with a 45% chance against Wolves, who have also struggled for goals, scoring the joint fewest with 3. Spurs are third, though it's a tough one to predict whether Perisic gets the nod this game. Sessegnon may return to the starting 11 after a disappointing Spurs loss in the Champions League midweek. Dyer perhaps the best Spurs pick right now and assured for minutes. It's the last good fixture for Arsenal for a while, with 31.5% chance against Brentford. After the break they face Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds and then blank in Game Week 12. Partey is back in training and it'll be a massive boost if he's back in the starting 11. In the opening 3 game weeks they kept 2 clean sheets, and in the games while he's been injured since they've kept none. This was a trend we observed last season too. Arsenal somewhat collapsed in part due to his injury at the end of the season. Ward owners beware, Leicester is second bottom with 11.5% chance of a clean sheet. He's been generally poor, and you wonder at what point Rodgers gives Everson a chance, if at all. Rock bottom this game week is Wolves for their home fixture to Man City with a 10.5% chance. Onto the Game Week 8 predicted points, and Kane's top with 6.9 points. If you're on a free hit, these are all the players you want to be targeting. Realistically, if you're on a wildcard, most of these are excellent long-term picks too. Kane, Haaland, De Bruyne, Mitrovic, Isak, Martinelli and Trippier, all worth highlighting. We saw Mitrovic and Isak tied on the goalscorer odds, and FPL Review's projections has the two about on par for projected points. If you don't go for Kane, then Mitrovic and Isak looks like a great duo to complement Haaland. Although Tony misses out on the top 10 this week, he's a very good pick too, on penalties and free kicks, as we saw last match where he scored both a penalty and a free kick as part of his hat-trick. Trippier the only defender in the top 10 this week, one to strongly consider if you're looking at a defender to bring in. Speaking of Trippier, he's the most transferred in player this game week with over 400,000 managers picking him up. We've talked in past videos about how Bournemouth have conceded twice as many crosses down their left flank, Trippier's side, and he's on direct free kicks too. His teammate Pope's in second, followed by De Bruyne. With Salah and Trent out of the equation on a wildcard, there's more money to dabble with, and there is a question as to whether the 3-man could be the way to go. It's very possible to fit Kane, Haaland and De Bruyne in one draft, which looks very strong for the next 4, and then when Man City blank, there's the opportunity to switch back to Salah. Another lesson in patience, as around 150,000 managers have picked up Rashford this game week, who now subsequently blanks in Gameweek 8 with the Leeds fixture postponed. It's been a week of uncertainty, but besides events surrounding the Queen, it's always sensible to hold your transfers until after European matches have been played. We must remember that Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Tottenham and West Ham all have European commitments, and we've all got players from these teams. Bowen has snuck into the top 10 most transferred in players. With West Ham's fixtures turning favourably, he's appearing in many wildcard drafts in particular. You wonder whether he's worth 8.1 mil considering he's yet to return in 6 games, though the fixtures could be good enough for return in form. The likes of Maddison and Zaha are also worth consideration on the wildcard over him, and it's not the end of the world if you need to play someone like Andreas or Bailey over Zaha, while Palace blank this weekend. The most transferred out players this week are largely players who are blanking, so we won't dwell on this segment for long. It's Salah who's top with over 500,000 sales. We saw De Bruyne third on the most transferred in, who is a logical replacement, particularly if you plan to wildcard in Gameweek 9. James is a surprising name to see here. Although he blanks in Gameweek 8, Chelsea have arguably the best run of fixtures from Gameweek 9 to the World Cup. Again, if you plan to wildcard over the international break between Gameweek 8 and 9, then Trippier is a very sensible transfer in for James. In Potter's first game in charge, this week in the Champions League, he lined up with wing-backs, as expected. Interestingly, Sterling was in left wing-back at times, but played very advanced, as was James. So early impressions are that James will remain an excellent option under Potter. We'll finish the preview as always with the captain poll. Thanks for getting your votes in on Discord. If you're interested in joining, it's completely free and an invitation link is below in the description. It's Haaland far and away top again this game week with 80% of the vote. It's Kane in second with about 10%. Third and fourth is very close between Mitrovic and De Bruyne this week, and a few votes for Isak and Son too. It's certainly going to be one of those weeks again where Haaland's effective ownership is nearing 200%, and if you bet on someone else who outscores him, there's big ground to be made up. All of these options on screen, good picks for Gameweek 8. That wraps up this episode of the preview, thanks for watching. I'll read every comment, so drop one below, keen to hear your thoughts. We'll be live for a deadline stream later, see you then.